Hey Greg, let's talk bourbon. All right, last week we did a blind testing to see how good the new Eagle Rare 12 year is, right? We had 6 bottles. The Eagle Rare 12 ended up finishing 3rd place. Good placement. Can't really complain based on the bottles that it lost to. It beat the bottles it should. For $55, it was a really good showing. Today we're going to redo that blind for the most part. And because now I have gotten my hands on, finally, the Old Fitzgerald 7. Capital Liquor down the street. They're only getting they ordered a case of this. They only getting 1 or 2 bottles here and there. I managed to snag it in this week's bottle, all right? Right time, right place, right? So I also am bringing in Henry McKenna 10 into this lineup. And if you'll also notice, I dropped out of the lineup from last week. I dropped out the Eagle Rare 10. I don't want the what I had last week was I could tell that 2 of the glasses had the same notes for the most part, right? I mean, one was a little darker, a little richer, but for the most part, they tasted the same, and which gave it away that they were the Eagle Rares. So I don't want that to happen again in this one. So I took the Eagle Rare 10 out of it, but I'm adding in the Old Fitz 7 as well as the Henry McKenna 10. So if you'll remember last week, it was Old Forester's 10 year, which is also known as 1924. This ended up finishing in 1st, and the New Riff 8 finished in 2nd. I thought those 2 were clearly the best bottles. The Eagle Rare 12 was kind of a distant 3rd. And then we had Basil Hayden in 4th. We had Knob Creek in 5th. And then, of course, the Eagle Rare 10 was in last place. But, this is only a $55 bottle. And given, that everything else up here is more expensive, that's really good showing, right? For $55, how can you go wrong? This Eagle Rare 12 really is great. But, let's go down the line here in terms of price. I've ranked them in order of price. The Henry McKenna is, at least my cost, was $69. The New Riff was $73. The Knob Creek was $75. The Basil Hazen was $80. The Old Fitz was $89. And the 1924 was $120 or $125. Not really exactly sure. My brother managed to track this one down for me. So you can see I've got a pretty good range in terms of prices here. They're all age stated, obviously. So when it comes to proof, though, they're all pretty similar. Most of these are all bottle and bond. The only difference is that the Basil Hayden is only 80 proof, and the Eagle Rare 12 is only 95 proof. But otherwise, everything else here is 100. So, what do I think is going to happen this time? Well, all right, you got to start with saying the 1924 was fantastic last time. I got to believe it's probably going to win again. But we'll see, right? That's why we do this. The New Riff was also really good, and I expect it to be up near the top again. I expect the Eagle Rare to hold its own. So a new bottle here is the Henry McKenna. I was trying this out in the last day or two, letting it breathe and getting it ready for this blind. I gotta tell you, it's got a nice nose. The palate's good. It's a little nuttiness to it, a little bit of hazelnut in there. And sorry if my dog, who got riled up, is still barking every once in a while. I got a little riled up. But anyways, try to ignore him. So the Henry McKenna, the one thing I found about it, and maybe it was just because of the neck pour, maybe, but I found that it kind of had a metallic aftertaste. So if that's still there today, well, then it's probably not going to do too well. If, on the other hand, that metallic aftertaste goes away, maybe I don't get that today, well, in that case, I think that the Henry McKenna could do fairly well. And of course, the other new bottle here in this lineup is the Old Fitz. What do I think about Old Fitz? I think it's really good. I enjoy it a lot. I don't think it's going to finish in first, but I do think it's going to finish at least in the middle of the pack. I'm very interested to see how it ends up in comparison to the Eagle Rare 12. I think it might beat the Eagle Rare 12, but I don't know. That's why we're doing this. We're going to test it out, see who wins. Meanwhile, we got these other competitors in there to mix everything up, right? So, those are my thoughts. Unfortunately, I got to believe, last week, the Knob Creek finished in second to last place, and the bottle it beat is gone. So, I guess I'm predicting it'll finish in last again. Maybe the Basil Hayden be down there with it. I don't know, though. It's weird because I actually really like this bottle of Knob Creek 12. But, it finished really low last time. And I gotta run with that and say that that's what I think is going to happen. All right. So those are my predictions. And I'm going to stop yapping here. I'm going to get to these glasses. I have these, like I said, ordered in terms of price. They are numbered 1 to 7. I've got 7 glasses here already mixed up. They are got stickers on the bottoms that I can't see with the numbers. All right. Keep these in order as I push them on over. I can bring these glasses out in any order because it doesn't really matter. They're already mixed up. Just for the fun of it there. All right. I am going to refer to these glasses as glasses A through, what is that, G? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yes, A through G. I don't put numbers to letters, so I always get mixed up on that. Anyway, let's get started on this, shall we? The first glass, glass A, on the nose. By the way, these have been sitting out for about, 20, 25 minutes at this point. Yeah, maybe 20. That's really nice. Nice nose. It's got a maltiness, a breadiness to it, along with some caramel. And almost a taffy. Because I don't quite get a fruit, at least not on the nose, although maybe I could go pear. But I kind of get more of a sugary taffy kind of a note to it. All right. Glass B. A little lighter. Wow. Vanilla. And like a peach maybe? Or apple? I might go with apple. It's really nice. There's a sense of some baking spice in the background. It's nice. Like I said, the nose was a little lighter, but it was very nice. Glass C. Well, this one's considerably lighter. Well, that's certainly there. Fruity, fruit forward, like melons and stone fruit. There's a maltiness to it. Sense of spice, but not much. A little vanilla. But yeah, it's pretty light on the nose. All right, glass D. Nice strong nose. Sweet and fruity. Vanillas. Very much vanilla. But also has a good amount of spice coming in. Maybe even a touch of oakiness to it. Maybe a little pear. Maybe a little berry. There's definitely some fruit in that one. All right. Glass E. A decently strength nose, but not as strong as the last one. A little different. It doesn't seem as sweet. It seems more fruity. It does have some caramel to it though. Along with, I don't know, like a peach or a nectarine. Maybe some melon. A sense of spice. There's just something mellow about it, almost like banana. All right. Glass F. Okay. More of a moderate nose, kind of in the middle of these. It's a little sweet, a little fruity. Sweetness is some vanilla. And the fruit is somewhere around a pear. Maybe a sense of a little bit of spice, but not much. Not much. It's nice though. It's not. Some of the others were a little bit more delicious smelling, but it's pretty nice. Glass G. This one's also not terribly sweet, although there is some caramel to it. There's more maltiness in this one. Almost a... Do I say cardboard? But I also get some fruit. Yeah. Stone fruits, definitely. Peaches. I would go with peaches. It's good. All right. Well, let's really get into this, shall we? Let's go back to glass A on the palate. Now that I've done some of these other noses and I come back to A has significantly stronger than most of these glasses. And it's really nice. Now that I've tried a lot of these other ones, I'm coming back to A. This A really does have a really nice nose. That's good. Sweet. It's vanilla. It's fruity. Fair amount of spice in the back. It's real nice. Real balanced. Yeah, a lot of vanilla. Maybe a touch of nuttiness to it. And the fruit, I don't know. There's almost a creaminess though. There's definitely some fruit in it, but I'm having a hard time picking it out. But there's also a creaminess to it. If you remember my last video, if any of you saw it, one of these bottles was known for a creamy vanilla. Just saying. I don't know if that's what it is, but just saying. All right, glass B. Nice. That's really good. Fruity. Yeah, I think that first one, if I remember, is that the one that I said had taffy and I didn't really give it a fruit? Because I don't really get a lot of fruit in the first one. This one's fruitier. The second one here, this B. And there's almost a candiness to it. It's real sweet. vanilla with like some confectionery sugar. And then the fruitiness is, I don't know, a berry maybe. And there's some spice in the back, but light. I don't know. That's a really nice one. So A and B starting out really good. All right, Glass C. Yeah, this has a lighter nose. It's also lighter on the palate. There's a little sweetness to it, but not a lot. I mean, yeah, there's some vanilla there. There's some fruit there, kind of in the melons category. Maybe a little peach in there as well. I'm not sure. Definitely some melon though, like a muskmelon or cantaloupe. Yeah, definitely some vanilla. Definitely a little bit of spice. Definitely a little maltiness to it. But in general, I have a less of opinion of it, lower opinion of it than I do the first two. Glass D. Also a lighter nose than the first two, but not bad. Not bad. It's real tasty though. Brown sugar and caramel. A little bit of spice, but just a little in the background. A sense of fruit, but not a lot of fruit. It's more sweet and maybe a little bready, little graham crackery. Maybe even a little nutty, I'm not sure. I'm going to come back to that. Anyway, that's really nice. I enjoyed Glass D. All right, Glass E. Strong nose. That's tasty. Some vanilla, some fruit. The fruit is what? I get some apples, I get some pears, and maybe even a little bit of melon. There's some different fruits going on in this. It kind of covers a range. A little bit of spice in the back, not a lot. It's really nice. It's really nice. I enjoyed that E. E is also a little on the creamy side. I know I mentioned that about A. E is creamy as well. Glass F. This is one where I was thinking, boy, the nose is a little different. This one just kind of feels a little subdued. Kind of gets more into the syrupiness, as opposed to a creamy. It's kind of comes across the, I don't know if I would want to call it flat, but it's like, I just don't know how to say it other than it kind of comes across as syrupy. It's pretty tasty though. Very much fruit. A and vanilla. And in fact, what's interesting is that it finishes with the vanilla. So it starts out predominantly fruit, and it finishes with vanilla. Okay. Now I'm just getting a ton of vanilla. I started out, my first sip was just a lot of fruit, and now I'm having a hard time finding the fruit because the vanilla is just taken over. But I was thinking the fruit was somewhere in the stone fruit range. Well, like I said, that's kind of pushed to the background now, and it's just really, really vanilla. It's very nice. It's the palate is better than I thought it was going to be based on its nose. I thought the nose was a little, like, I'm not sure about this. What is this? And then the palate, that's pretty good. It's solid, you know? All right, glass, D. This also was a little bit lighter and maybe underwhelming nose. Well, it's also kind of underwhelming on the palate. It's not bad. It's good. Touch of vanilla. Maybe, I don't know, does it get into the caramel? Mostly vanilla. Maybe there's a little caramel there. Malty. Would I call it bready? Probably not, just malty. Sometimes when something is malty, it's also bready, in my opinion. They tend to go together. In this case, I would say it's malty, but not really headed down the bready path. It's not, and usually breadiness on the nose ends up being more like a graham cracker on the palate. I'm not getting that in this. I do get a sense of maltiness. There's a fruit to it, like peaches. I think I said that on the nose, didn't I? I'm not sure. I get confused when I got 7 glasses in front of me, but I think I might have said that. But that's what I get on the palate. I mean, I get some vanilla with maybe a touch of caramel. I get some peaches, maybe a hint of spice, hardly any. A little maltiness. Overall, it didn't wow me. All right, so if I recall, I was not wowed, because now it's time to eliminate something, right? C and F and G, I think, were the 3 that I didn't like as much. And I'm going to start with them. Maybe a little cheese here to kind of help reset the palate. Good cheese. Now, over there at Capital Liquor, so they're trying to be a bourbon liquor store, and he's doing a good job. I mean, not many places are working their butt off to get bottles of this, but you know what? He's getting them. He's only getting like 1 or 2 a week, but he's getting them. It's quickly, he had some other stuff there. I picked up a Michter's 10 there. Shh, don't tell anybody. But, there's some good stuff there, periodically, when it comes in. The nice thing about it is that he doesn't mark things up too much. So he marks it up, he makes a profit, but he doesn't mark it up too much. And so, in my opinion, the stuff actually moves, right? As opposed to having a museum up there, which there's a few of those around town. So anyways, it's quickly becoming, a place here in the Milwaukee area. In this case, of course, that would be Brookfield, for those of you who might know this area. All right. Little interlude there to give my palate a chance to reset. I'm going to go in a different order. I'm going to go F, G, C. F. Okay, well, I gotta tell you, on the nose, I like C better than these two. And I like G the least. For what it's worth. Yeah, C is better than these two. Okay. I'm going to put C back in line. Yeah, he's pretty good. Wow, that's pretty good. Oh, that's really good. Boy, that D is good. Wow. All right. Yeah. Now these two are. Right now I'm leaning towards F being the first out. But I'm going to give them, so I did a one sipper, I did a nose, I did a one sipper twice. Now I'm going to do 3 sips each, see if that makes a difference. Sometimes it does. G. These are very comparable. F and G are very comparable. So which do I put out in last place, and which one is second to last? I'm going to put G in 7th place. And then I'm going to put F in 6th place. So I think that G and F were just the weakest two. I don't know which bottles they were. But they were just they just didn't fit with the rest of them, to be honest with you. I don't know which ones they are. I really don't have any opinions as to which is which up here, other than to say that A and E both had vanillas and both were creamy, so therefore one of them could very well be the Eagle Rare 12. To be honest with you, beyond that I have no idea. I have no guesses. I have no idea. I will tell you that the 5 that are left are all really good. I think these 2 were easy to put out, and this is going to be difficult. Although, I did single out C earlier as being not quite as good. We'll see if that indeed is the case. Maybe that's going to be our 5th place, but let's see. I'm going to go back this way. That D is tasty. Hate having water all over the place. Oh, sorry, that's D. The E was good. The D is even better. That tea is, that's a good one. See, it's good. Maybe not as good as the first two. That's tasty. Yeah, I like B. Oh yeah, A is good. All right, C's going out in 5th place. I mean, what can I do? It's just, these 4 are really good. Now I'm gonna struggle. All right. Sorry about my dog. So a friend of mine came over, picked up a few things, took care of a few things, and but my dog, one of my dogs here, just can't stand him, and he gets all wound up, and he'll continue to bark like this periodically for hours afterwards, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I got to film this sometime, right? I can't sit there and wait for him to finally finish, stop barking. Anyway. He doesn't like men. So these 4 are really good. I have to say that my first impression based on that last run is that my least favorite of these 4 was E. But I'm gonna go B, E, A, D. I'm gonna go that route. That's nice. Sweet, fruity. It's good. Not as good. What's holding this one back? This is E, by the way. It's spicier, proofier. Do I say metallic? Am I getting that? I don't know. Maybe I am. Something holding this one back. A. Well, that's lovely. Wow. Sweet, fruity, love it. You know, I think the first time I did A, I couldn't pin down a fruit. I think I would go pear right now. I think I would be vanillas and pear. And it is creamy. Oh, D is nice. All right, well, I gotta do it. He's got a fairly strong nose. It's nice nose. It's just a little tangy and, I hate to say it, but maybe a little metallic. That kind of comes in and messes things up a little bit. I don't know if that makes it the McKenna. Because otherwise, I mean, it's got some nice vanilla. It's got some nice fruit notes in there. I mean, it's otherwise a nice pour. But there's something there that's not in the others that holding it back. Anyways, glass E going out in 4th place. Down to 3. What bottles do I think these 3 are? Well, I'm really leaning towards glass A, B, and the Eagle Rare. I really am. It's got that creamy vanilla. The other 2 glasses, I don't know. Could they be 1924 and New Riff? Or did Old Fitzgerald sneak in there? Or maybe a total surprise. I guess I guess we're just going to have to finish this and find out. That D is really nice. It's nice and strong, great flavor. It is good. God damn it. The B is also really good. All right. A little bit of cheese. Got to get some better differentiation. But it is good. That was good. See, now there's a case of doing them in a different order made a difference. So I was thinking that B was not doing as well. So I switched it up, did B first, and now all of a sudden B seems really good now. The order matters. All right, I got to go B out in third place. I just keep coming around to A and D being my two favorites. At some point, you just got to acknowledge what's going on. All right? Keep wanting to give them a chance. All right. I don't know, man. Right now, I am leaning towards D, but I don't think it's a clear-cut winner. This A is also really good. And if it turns out to be the Eagle Rare, and the Eagle Rare now is, doing better than it did last time, then so be it, right? Sometimes on a different day, things just are a little different on the palate, right? And that's okay. It shows you that, they're in the same ballpark, right? If that happens. Not too worried about it. I don't think, sometimes there's a clear difference between bottles. And other times, hey, they're in the same level, and you can rank them either way on a different day. That's just how it is. Yes, Milo, I hear you. His name is Milo, by the way, in case you're wondering. But both noses are nice. I think these are the two strongest noses, by the way, the A and D. And they're nice in different ways. This one has more of a oaky richness to it. And this one has more of a vanilla and spice. All right. Well, I went this way before, so I'll go this way. Starting to run out of these. Gonna have to make a decision soon. So I'm just gonna run out. That's really nice. Not much left. I got more of the D. Yeah. All right. I think there is a clear winner here. The clear winner is D. So A is in second place, and D is our winner. All right. And I think it was clear once I had them one by one, just the two of them. They're both really good. I mean, the top three were really good. And this E, one bad. In fact, even C was pretty darn good, right? So really, in my opinion, the top five were really good. And I was just a little disappointed in these other two. All right, so what do I think just happened here? Well, I mean, based on past performance, I got to believe that one of the bottom two was the Knob Creek, which will be further disappointment for me if that indeed is the case. Because, like I said, I have been really enjoying this bottle of Knob Creek. I mean, granted, I just bought it recently, and I only have it down to there, but I've been enjoying it. Who do I think might be down there with them? I don't know. Probably the Basil Hayden. Just a guess. But let's find out, shall we? All right. In last place was letter G. Number 5. Last place was Basil Hayden. All right. I will make more room. Got to try to figure out how to do this. Have it visible to the camera, All right. In 6th place was glass F. 4, Knob Creek. Well, I called that. They did switch places from last week. And last week, I had them in reverse order, but they were in the bottom last week. So I had Basil Hayden beating Knob Creek last week. Now this week I have them the other way around. But in my opinion, these two bottles were clearly not as good as these 5. There was a clear difference. So, for what it's worth, there it is. All right, glass C was our 5th place finisher. And I thought this one was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I just it just couldn't keep up with the others. But it was good. 2. Well, there's the Henry McKenna. I didn't necessarily pick out a metallic flavor in this glass. I think I talked about it a little bit in E. That can also kind of happen sometimes just from having been drinking for a while. You start getting aftertastes in your mouth if you drink a lot in a short period of time. Things start to blend together and you start getting aftertastes, and it's one of those things you got to try to avoid when you're doing these blinds. But this is a good glass. I mean, okay, I'll tell you a quick little story. Last year, went down to Kentucky with my brother, and we stopped at Heaven Hill, and I had never had Henry McKenna before. I put it in my flight that I had there upstairs at Heaven Hill, and I didn't like it that much. I thought it was okay. I didn't like it that much. I didn't run out and buy it. Now, more recently here, I decided to buy it for this blind because I thought it fit with this blind. Never had a bottle of it before. So, anyway, I think it's pretty good. The Henry McKenna is better than I remember it. It's pretty good. Yeah, it is. It's just not keeping up with these others. These other four are better. Of course, I would have picked that, right? What we got left? We got the 1924. We got the Old Fitz 7. We got the Eagle Rare 12. And we got the new Riff 8. That's what we got left. I don't know. What do you think is in fourth place? Let's see. In fourth place, letter E. Shit. I had this winning last week. I put it in fourth place this week. Who knows? It's really nice. I don't know. I'm taking a sip of the glass. It's really nice. So last week I had this beating, and this is the one I thought got, and I just got it now. This is the one I said had a little metallic taste to it, and I just got it again. It was really nice up until that. Is it metallic? Kinda. Anyway, I had this glass winning last week, beating the new Riff and beating the Eagle Rare. So, and this week, I demoted it. I thought it was in the top 4. I thought it was clearly better than these 3, but I put it in fourth place because of that aftertaste that I'm getting. And yes, I'm getting that aftertaste. I just confirmed it. It's there. I don't know. Maybe I didn't notice it last week. Maybe it wasn't there last week. I don't know how it goes. All right. In third place, Glass B. I liked it right from the beginning, but couldn't hang. Number 1. Well, I chose wrong about the Eagle Rare. I thought the Eagle Rare might be A. It is not A. It is B. I mean, it's vanilla, but I never really got a sense of creaminess from it. In fact, I thought that A was creamy, and I thought that E, the 1924, was creamy. Certainly is vanilla. Anyways, Eagle Rare 12, out in third place. All right, here we are down to the new Riff and the Old Fitzgerald. All right, and you guys at home already know. I don't know. All right, let's see what it is. In second place, Class A, the Old Fitzgerald. The Old Fitzgerald did beat the Eagle Rare 12. Heads up. Yeah, oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, this is just a beautiful glass. It really is. I mean, the Eagle Rare is nice. It's good. It's better than these. Well, at least today. I had this one higher than it before. But I gotta tell you, this Old Fitz is really nice. It definitely, in my opinion, is indeed better than the Eagle Rare 12. But so New Riff, who was my favorite to start last week, but then I ended up downgrading it to second place. Number 3. It took number 1 this week. Because this week I downgraded the 1924. So, all right. But what do I really think about this lineup here? Kind of center them a little bit better for you. Make them a little bit better so you can see them. So what do I think about it? Well, I mean, first off, you got to give it to this new riff. It's only an 8-year. The number of years, does the number of years matter? Well, we have an 8-year and a 7-year, beating a 12, a 10, a 10, a 12, and a 10. So it isn't necessarily the number of years. I think proof did fit into this. One of the reasons why this one was near the bottom is that it was a light nose. In fact, these two had light noses. Now, the Base Hayden's only 80 proof. This one's 100 proof. It has no excuse. But this one was only 80 proof, and I think that factored in. And, the Eagle Rare only being 95, while these two are at 100. Did that help these two edge it out? Maybe. Maybe not. It's only a 5, point difference as opposed to the 80 down here. But, I got to say that these two here were clearly the best. And you got to give it to the new riff. The new riff really is. It's really good. But, these are the two new hot bottles, right? The Old Fitz 7 and the Eagle Rare 12. They're both really good, man. They're both these 4 are definitely worth owning. They were clearly better than the others. And then this was clearly better than these two. These two are about the same. So, I don't know, man. I really enjoyed the new Fitz. I think the new Fitz was definitely better than the Eagle Rare. And that's what we got for you. I hope you liked it. A little shocking, not too bad. And there we go. Peace out.